Hey guys, I'm Master here. I'm here to remaster what if Asta had anti-light magic. Asta, well, last time we left off, Asta had just been accepted by Yami, and it's before Asta goes back to the Blackpool's hideout. When Asta arrives at the Blackpool's hideout, everything that happens in anime, like no one's paying attention to Asta, and and everyone's doing their own thing until Yami stops them and tells them that there's a person joining. There's a new member to the Blackpools, which is Asta, and Asta introduces himself nervously as usual. Then they move on to the test as Magma tests Asta again, as in normal, like to check his physical ability. Then he checks his magical ability, and he doesn't. Asta doesn't have magic power, but he has anti-light magic, which comes from the demon inside. Anti-light sword magic, which comes from the demon that dwells in the grimoire that Asta has, and he can create swords with his magic, and he can basically manipulate the light however he wants, but he likes to create swords more often since it's the easiest to manipulate with. Asta Magma does the same thing as in canon, starting off with a small barrage of the fireballs, then does his supercharged fireball, which Asta, instead of blocking with a sword, he makes a wall of anti-light wall with the swords of light magic, and this is where it gets erased, and Asta didn't know that he had anti-light magic. He only knew that he had something similar to light magic. The encounter with Noel goes the same, and Noel also still loses control over her magic. Instead of Yami throwing Asta just throws his sword over there and completely cancelling out Noel's magic and catching Noel with a sword, with a couple of swords that are shaped more like a seat instead of more like a bed than anything else. He can change how the light magic feels as he wants, so he can make it like rubber or hard as diamonds. This is where Asta didn't tell him that he didn't have any magic until Noel. He talks to Noel about how much magic she has, and he says he doesn't have any. Everyone's confused in the Blackpools that how are you using that light magic if you don't have any magic. He says he's not sure, but ever since he got his grimoire, he was able to use magic. Before that he couldn't. so he trained his body instead. Next day they are assigned to go to Haj village, the other village that they were meant to go to for killing boars. Everything happens the same until they reach the village. Instead of Asta having to keep on slicing the fog, he just spreads out his light magic, which shines brightly and cancels out all of the fog. And the fight with the ice mage and all the other mages go completely differently, where Asta just one shots all of them, since he can move at the speed of light, and they are now and he stops them from committing suicide, as it could, and this will get the Black Bulls 15 stars, as they were able to get intel on the Midnight Sun and capture alive all of the attackers on the village. And also Aztec finds out that he can heal people with his light magic. He heals the old man that got injured, so he doesn't die either, which means, and the boy still looks up to Asta, as he sees Asta as someone who grew up in a poor village, but he became such a strong magic knight. When they go back, they tell everyone, and Asta goes and gives the report, and the chase still happens the same as in canon of the thief, and Huha guy never stood a chance because Asta is so fast, because of his light magic. He catches the person straight away and gets everything back to the old lady or the Wizard King. And I think a week passed since the next mission they were sent on, which was the dungeon, which was Luck, Noel and Asta. They enter the dungeon as normal. Asta is not still clever, but he's the same, except faster, and has light magic, anti-light sword magic, which means that he's a lot more powerful than since he can cancel out any magic that touches his light magic. This makes him overpowered, but he still doesn't know how to control it fully, as it can be overwhelming if he uses too much magic, anti-magic. But he mainly creates swords with his light magic, and the swords he uses are similar to the swords in the image. The fight with Luck goes the same until Asta arrives. He actually defeats the guy who was holding everything and puts him under a so imprison him in a spell. Before they go, I'm gonna leave you off here before he goes to defeat Mars and gets a new spell. Thank you guys for listening. Bye bye.